Rajen.
Yeah,
Uh,
like banana.
You're set.
Hi everyone, I'm Naila Kanaya, the Director of Client Engagement from 180 Degrees Consulting UGM.
Hi everyone, I'm Makoto and I'm the co-director of client engagement at 180 Degrees Consulting again.
Let's picture this. You walk into a meeting room and your client throws a massive problem at you. Revenue is dropping, costs are spiraling, and competitors are gaining ground. You have 1 week to sort it out. Sounds intense, right? Well, this is where most consultants would panic. But not you, because you have something special in your toolkit.
That's right, Nai. What separates great consultants from the rest isn't just hard work or intelligence. It's having the right frameworks and knowing how to use them. Think of frameworks as your consulting superpower. They transform chaos into clarity and confusion into actionable strategies. In this session, we're diving deep into the frameworks that will make you a problem-solving machine. We'll also explore how businesses actually create value through their operations. Let's kick things off with the McKinsey 7-step problem-solving approach. Why McKinsey? Well, because they've cracked the code on tackling complex business problems systematically. Here's how it works. First, you need to nail down exactly what the problem is. I know, it sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised how many projects go sideways because people skip this step.
Once you have your problem defined, you break it down. This is where issue trees come in. Imagine you're looking at a tree. The trunk is the main problem and the branches are all the possible causes. You keep breaking it down until you reach the root cause. Then comes prioritization. You can't solve everything all at once, so focus on what will move the needle the most.
But here's the critical part that connects everything. After prioritization, you plan your data collection and conduct your analysis. This is where frameworks become essential. And for macro analysis, you use PESTLE. For market and industry analysis, your go-to is Porter's 5 forces. And for internal operations, you dive into value chain analysis. Each of these frameworks will help you analyze different layers of the business systematically.
Then you synthesize your findings from all these frameworks into actionable insights and communicate them to the client. And throughout this entire process, remember the MECE Principle. It stands for mutually exclusive and collectively exhaustive. This ensures your analysis doesn't overlap and doesn't leave gaps. If you are analyzing sales decline, you might split it into pricing problems versus volume problems. They don't overlap, but together, they cover all the possibilities. MECE keeps you thinking sharp at every step of the McKinsey approach. Now let's arm you with the strategic frameworks for analysis. Remember, we analyze from the outside in. Start with the macro environment, then move to industry level, and finally dive into the internal operations. First up is the PESTLE analysis. This is your macro environment scanner. Political shifts, economic trends, social changes, technological disruptions, legal requirements, and environmental factors. All of these can make or break a business strategy.
PESTLE is crucial because it helps you understand the big picture forces that no single company can control. A new government regulation could wipe out your client's business model overnight, or a social media trend could open up massive opportunities. For example, when analyzing a retail business, you'd look at economic factors such as inflation affecting purchasing power or social trends like the shift to online shopping. PESTLE keeps you ahead of the curve by scanning these external forces first.
Next, we zoom into the industry level with Porter's 5 forces. This framework is your X-ray vision into market dynamics and competitive positioning. You analyze 5 key forces. The first one is how fierce is the competition among existing players. The second one, how easy is it for new companies to enter the market? The third one, do suppliers have the power to squeeze margins? The fourth one, can customers push prices down? And lastly, are there any substitute products lurking around the corner?
Understanding these 5 forces tells you whether an industry is attractive or if it's a red ocean full of sharks. It helps you identify where the power lies in the industry and how your client can position themselves strategically. For instance, if supplier power is high and customer power is also high, margins will be squeezed from both sides. That's critical insight for strategy development.
Now we move to internal analysis with SWOT. SWOT helps you map out the strengths and weaknesses inside the company, plus opportunities and threats from outside environment. But here's where it gets powerful. After you have done your PESTLE and Porter's analysis, you can connect external opportunities and threats with internal strengths and weaknesses.
This is where the TOES matrix comes in. It's SWOT but spelled backwards, and it helps you develop strategies by matching internal and also external factors. You can use your strengths to capture opportunities, and that's the SO strategy. And then you can also use your strengths to defend against threats. That's called the ST strategy. You can also work on weaknesses to capture opportunities. That's called the WO strategy. And lastly, you minimize weaknesses while avoiding threats. That's the WT strategy, where this matrix turns your SWOT from a simple list into an actionable strategic option.
Alright, let's talk about what actually happens inside a company. Every company runs on business processes. There are the activities that get stuff done. Procurement gets material, manufacturing create products, and marketing attract customers. Each process has a specific purpose and needs to run smoothly.
But here's where it gets interesting. Most processes aren't optimized. They've grown organically over time, picking up inefficiencies along the way. That's where business process management comes in. BPM is a continuous cycle where you design an improved process, model it out with all the details, execute a test run, monitor the results, and then optimize based on what you learn. And then you do it all over again because optimization never stops.
Now here is a concept that takes this thinking even further, the value chain. While processes are about internal efficiency, the value chain is about creating value for customers. It's the entire journey from raw materials to the product in a customer's hands or even beyond. Every step either adds value or it doesn't. Your job as a consultant, find where value is being created and where it's not.
There are two powerful ways to analyze value chains. The first is Porter's value chain model. Porter split activities into two categories. Primary activities are the frontline stuff, getting materials in, making products, shipping them out, marketing, selling, and also servicing customers. Support activities are the backbone: procurement, technology, human resources, and company infrastructure. This model is brilliant for quickly spotting where you have competitive advantages.
But real businesses, they are so much more messier than that. Some value chains loop back on themselves. Think about electronic companies that need to handle returns and recycling. Some industries have incredibly complex webs of suppliers, manufacturers, distributors, and retailers all creating value at the same time. This is where industry value chain analysis shines. You map out the entire ecosystem. Who are the key players? Where is the profit heavily generated? Where are the bottlenecks? This broader perspective reveals strategic opportunities you would never see otherwise.
Let's bring this all together with a real scenario. Imagine you're consulting for a local retail business that's struggling with profitability. Where do you start? You use an issue tree to structure the problem. Is it a revenue issue or is it a cost issue? For revenue, you apply the 4 Ps framework: product, price, place, and promotion. Are they selling the right products? Is pricing competitive? Are they in the right locations? Is their marketing effective?
For your research, you can mix some methods. Customer surveys give you quantitative data about satisfaction and purchasing behaviors. Interviews with the owner and staff give you qualitative insights about operations and challenges. You crunch the numbers using financial ratios to see exactly where money is leaking. What do you find? Pricing is too high for the value delivered. The brand positioning is unclear, and operational costs are through the roof.
Now you map the value chain. Where is value actually being created? You discover inventory management is a disaster, leading to spoilage and also waste. The location has high rent but also low foot traffic. Armed with these insights, you recommend a comprehensive solution. Adjust pricing to match competitor analysis, sharpen the brand message to attract a specific customer segment, renegotiate supplier contracts, and also to optimize inventory systems. That's the power of combining frameworks with the value chain thinking.
The beautiful things about these toolkits, they work together. Frameworks give you structures, value chain analysis shows you where to look, and research methods give you the evidence. Master these and you can tackle almost any business challenges.
We've covered a lot of ground today, from McKinsey's problem-solving approach to MECE Principles, from strategic frameworks like SWOT and Porter's 5 Forces to the intricacies of business processes and value chains. These aren't just academic concepts. They're practical tools that consultants use every single day to drive real impact.
Here's your homework. Let's start practicing. Take a company you're familiar with and try mapping out their value chain. Pick a business problem you've read about in the news and apply the 7-step approach. Use the PESTLE analysis to analyze an industry you are interested in. The more you practice, the more natural those frameworks will become. Soon, you will be spotting insights and opportunities everywhere you look.
Got questions? Want to dive deeper into any of these frameworks? Connect with us at 180 Degrees Consulting again. We're here to help you grow your consulting skills.
Thanks for watching. If you found this video valuable, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more contents that will level up your consulting game.
See you in the next session, and now go out there and start analyzing. Bye-bye.